We're going to get right to the busy stories of the day, and I want to welcome Adrian Perkins. He's the mayor of Shreveport, Louisiana, and that city, of course, in the northwest corner of Louisiana, incurring a lot of bad weather. Mayor, first of all, thank you for making time. I know it's been a harrowing night and day, and good afternoon. And how is everybody?
Everybody is good here. I'm very happy to report that we don't have any injuries or deaths in the city of Shreveport, and that's exactly what we were aiming for. Our priority was safety, and we were able to meet that goal here. Our thoughts and prayers are with those that have been injured, and I know earlier we had one death out the state, so our thoughts and prayers have been with our neighbors to the south.
Mayor, you haven't been mayor that long, and you've had to do, I mean, it's just amazing what has been on your plate already, having to deal with COVID and now this and the social justice part of this puzzle, which I want to get to in a minute. But how do you prepare? I know you're inland, but you're in the direct eye of this storm as it makes landfall. How do you prepare for something like a hurricane?
Yeah, well, in Louisiana, we are used to inclement weather. Even in my first year, we got about a year's worth of rain in the first 4 months. So my department heads, my staff, they're used to inclement weather. Yesterday, I'll give you an example. We gave out about 25,000 sandbags to people in our community who live in low-lying areas just in case the flooding got out of control. We've been clearing ditches. So we're bringing a lot of institutional knowledge to this problem, and we've been able to kind of ride through this storm successfully today. So that's how we get through it.
Mayor, I want to shift gears for a second. I don't know how many people are aware of your background. It's pretty an amazing background. Going to West Point, being the head of your class, breaking so many barriers there, serving 3 tours, completing the Ranger program, and then going to Harvard to get a law degree. That is a documentary in and of itself. But I bring this up because there's so many things happening in our country, as I know you follow every day, and you've already dealt with it in the aftermath of George Floyd, and now this nation is split down the middle over another tragedy. I'm really interested, as the mayor of a large city, your thoughts on what happened up in Wisconsin and where we are as a country.
Yeah, my city has gone through a lot of this civil unrest that we've seen around the country. And fortunately, I can say my city, we had all peaceful protests here. And I really attribute that to the way we approached the situation. As a leader, I made sure that I listened to the citizens as they marched through our streets, and I worked alongside my police chief and our police department to make sure my officers were listening as well. So we didn't have this us versus them mentality. We knew that we had to come together as a community and forge that path forward. And I mean, you kind of covered it. The reason where I get that kind of leadership is not from being an elected official. It's from being a leader in the United States military, for being, a track team captain when I was at West Point. I'm taking very unique leadership opportunities that I've had since I was a teenager into office.
And Mayor, I want to go back to that because you've accomplished so much already. You're still a young man, but you overcame barriers that no man of color had ever quite overcome at West Point, and you've set an example for so many. But it is so confusing because you understand the plight of both sides. I know you hear it every day as a mayor, but when you hear the strife in this country. What does it do to you? I mean, I know it inspires you to want to try to solve the problems, but I'm sure it's also very frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, it's a dual kind of feeling that I have. Of course, I wake up every morning as an African American male, but I also wake up as a representative of a city that's Black and brown, and I got to be the executive and the leader of a city as well. So I carry that dualness with me. I feel the pain that African American community feels. I've been pulled over. I know what that experience looks like, and I also know what it's like to work alongside police officers that are going on patrol every night and doing their absolute best to keep a community safe. And I'll say, with those experiences, I bring that to the table, and that's how I'm managing to run my community. And I really think that America as a whole, I would say, has to do the same thing. We got to address these things head on. We can't push this ball down the road to another generation. And we should look at what we're going through now, not as, these are troubles, but this is an opportunity for us to emerge even stronger as a country.
Mayor, before you go, and I know it's been a busy day. I mean, you're the mayor, so I mean, the mayor is the final arbiter of the city police department, and I keep reading and hearing whether it's players or politicians saying, this has to change. But it's not like the change is underway, and I know even in your own city, this isn't a new top topic. When you see your police officers, when you talk to them, as I know you do, what are those conversations like?
Yeah. I'll tell you this: we've been going through police reform for the last couple months, ever since we went out into the streets with our citizens, and we're working on that day in and day out, and that is a long process. Talking about changing cultures. And our attention is on that. And I got to admit, today is a little bit awkward for me because all my attention have been on storm preparation. But this is something, even after this storm, dealing with, the racial separation in our country, the racial issues in our country, that's something that we're going to have to pay attention with. And I'll be happy to have an even longer conversation with you about it, because I do care about this, right? I put my life on the line. I served 8 years in our United States Army to protect our country and protect our Constitution. And with that comes a great deal of responsibility and a lot of care for our country and the direction that it goes.
Well, Mayor, I'll let you go. I know it's been a long couple of days getting ready for the hurricane. I know that it's just long and it's not easy being in public office these days. It's certainly not easy being a mayor when you have to deal with COVID, social injustice, as well as a hurricane. Be well. Thank you for making time, and I would love to have that conversation in a little more detail when you're not under the gun. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, Paul. Thank you, and I want to talk about LSU football as well next time.
Yeah, well, we will be talking about that later on. We'll definitely make you our LSU correspondent. Thank you, Mayor. Be well.
Thanks. Have a good one.